jar, nigga. Shop with me, I supply pressure. Bitch, I'm in it like Curt Hennig. Try to test, that's when I flex it. Got my foot on your neck, nigga. You know I apply pressure. I'ma get my respect. Cause if not, I apply pressure. Got the gas in the jar, nigga. Shop with me, I supply pressure. Bitch, I'm in it like Curt Hennig. Try to test, that's when I flex it.
Hey, Curt Hennig fans. Hello and welcome to another episode of Curt Hennig Was the Best, Changed My Mind. I'm your host, Steph. On today's Perfect Podcast, we are literally going to watch the first match that they aired with Jumping Jim Brunzell and Mr. Perfect. He was the newly Mr. Perfect. Also, I would like to go over his billiards promo again. I think that was awesome. It was a vignette, excuse me. And just show you the greatness that was Curt Hennig. And of course, he made Jumping Jim Brunzell look like $1 million, like he always made the baby faces look great. And I just don't remember. There was a first match, and then there was a second match that they would air much later, which I think they aired in '89, if I remember correctly, because there was a point there where they were not. They were just, re-airing old matches of Kurt, especially the one in Canada that he had with Luis Rivera, I think was his name. Uh, so I'm not sure. I'll have to go back and look where the second match is, but there is a second match with Jumping Jim Brunzell. I just think it was in '89 when they were airing it because, sorry, I'll have to go back through and make sure. But I also want to take a little bit of a break from WCW because we've been constantly doing WCW. I just think we need a break, and we'll probably go down the line. Of Kurt's matches from now on. We also have to do a little bit of about face and do the SD Jones when he first comes in, and he comes in as Curt Hennig. So, um, excuse me. But first, I want to get to something that I came across, and we're going to go over it again uh, in on Pro Wrestling Talk that has already been, aired. But I definitely want to go over this again because I will give my star ratings for this after we watch it. Now I'm going to stop and start it. And if there are any commercials, I do apologize. I will get them out of there. Hopefully, you will not see them on Rumble or you won't hear them on YouTube. So, so this came across. I was actually listening to this earlier today. This is October 23rd, so there will be a next week. I want to let everyone know that, but it will not be recorded next week. It will be recorded in 2 weeks, and that's because we are actually having our séance on October 30th. Because the 31st will be in England or UK, where Sonia Smith is. It will actually be 12 o'clock. So it would actually be Samhain morning over in the UK. So we're actually going to have that on the 31st of October. There are going to be some edits because, again, there's probably going to be a little bit of personal things that go in there. And no offense, I don't want to air personal things on the internet. People's dirty laundry. That's not, it doesn't even have to be dirty laundry. I don't want too much personal information going out onto the internet. For the safety of Sonia Smith, and then of course the safety of me and Matt Collins. But I also I'm trying to get Angel Riviera on as well. So hopefully he can join us. And I just don't want that personal information, whatever Sonia would bring up, if it's excuse me, very personal to one of us. Um, I probably will edit that out. So, but again, this would already be passed. So, I probably won't talk about this till, this comes out in December. I'm pretty sure it's the first week of December that this is going to come out, this episode. Um, excuse me. So I want to let everyone know that if you do want to see that seance or you want to watch it again, the links are in the description field. If you're interested in seeing, a seance on Samhain morning, will be in the UK, and then of course, it depends on how long it takes, but it'll be the 30th for us. New Angels in New Jersey. I'm in Pennsylvania, and Matt Collins is in California. So that should be it'll be like 7 o'clock for me and Angel, and it'll be 3 p.m. for Matt, I believe. So, but we're gonna have that. So look for that on Black Magic Talk. Look for that. That will be again recorded on the 30th for us, and then the 31st for Sonia. So, but it will come out on the 31st or November 1st. Uh, I have off the 31st, so but I'm also taking my son out to trick or treat. So, um, so however much time I have to get that done and get that uploaded to you so that you can see that. But I also have to edit it because, like I said, there could be some personal information in there or personal feelings that come up. And again, I would rather not share it with the whole world. Okay. Not just me, but I'm sure Matt would feel the same way. And I'm sure Angel will feel the same way if he comes on. I have not heard back from him yet on a yes or no, if he can come on or not. But so anyway, let's get to today's episode. Like I said, we're going to talk about Dave Meltzer and his bogus star ratings. Again, I don't understand how you could take someone so seriously as Dave Meltzer, where he is literally saying that garbage wrestling, okay, garbage matches, let's put it this way, garbage matches, okay, nowadays in AEW are better, that supposedly better than Kurt and Brett in 91. Okay, sorry that, but AEW could not live up to that match. That match was a 10-star match, and I don't care what anyone says, that was the greatest match. It was two second generation superstars who knew what the hell they were doing. They knew exactly what to do. They knew the business, and there's no argument, guys. No argument here. You can't argue that the greatest two wrestlers in 91, and Kurt had injured his back and was not really wrestling. And we went over that in last week's episode of the Ultimate Rib Collection too. I went over the fact that, well, we went over the interview. We went over the interview where Brett said, Kurt called me and said, I heard we're going to wrestle at SummerSlam. And Brett said, yeah, are you going to make the match? Because I heard you injured your back. And he said, I'll be there. Come hell or high water, Kurt was going to be there. And Kurt did 110%, just like Brett did. But you know what? Kurt did it for Brett and the fans. And he was injured. He was in agony. His back was probably in agony through that whole match. I can't even imagine what that would feel like. I don't want to. That man gave 110% for Brett and those fans. And Dave Meltzer has the audacity to say that that match doesn't compare to the garbage that we see today. That was garbage. They did not only once, but they did it twice, where they literally put a bag over someone's head. They did it not once, they did it twice. It was bad enough the first time. The second time was even worse. That's not wrestling, guys. That's garbage. That is literally, you're just doing this now for the shock factor. But no one's ever shocked. That's why you have crappy ratings for AEW. You still have crappy ratings for it. And literally, nobody takes you freaking seriously. No one calls AEW anything other than garbage wrestling unless you are Mark for AEW. No offense, but the only reason, and I'll say this because I'm not probably going to promote this show. I probably will promote another one. But I have a feeling that the only reason why people actually watch this garbage wrestling is because they suck the dick or they want to suck the dick of Tony Khan. That is the only reason to like this garbage. Otherwise, it's garbage. And if that's what you like, more power to you. But you cannot sit in front of me or any of my fans who like Curt Hennig or Bret Hart and sit here and expect us to take you seriously when you say that the garbage that you watch on AEW has anything that can compare to the match between Curt Hennig and Bret the Hitman Hart in 91 at SummerSlam. You are not a serious person. In fact, I can't take you seriously. I will wave you off and just be like, okay, are we done here? Because if this is what you're going to watch and tell me that it's so great, then we have nothing else to discuss because you're not a serious person. Wrestling is not supposed to be a soap opera. It is supposed to tell good stories with good characters who know what the hell they're doing, who actually know how to wrestle. I don't care if these guys are, great on the mic. Well, whoopee doo dah. I don't care. They have to learn lines. Older wrestlers never had to. The veterans who, like The Undertaker, like Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, Curt Hennig, all these guys did promos off the top of their motherfucking heads. I'm sorry to swear and get upset and cuss, but this irritates me. How dare you, Dave Meltzer? How dare you say that garbage wrestling today is better than Curt Hennig when he was hurt? He injured his back, for fuck's sake. He injured his back. Do you know what that's like? No, you don't. And yet he still had the audacity, had the strength. He still had the strength and the willingness to get into the ring with Bret Hart and promote Bret's career. Curt knew he was injured and he was going to come back eventually. He knew that. He also knew that you give those fans 110% every fucking time you go out into that ring. Because if you don't, then you shouldn't be in wrestling. And doing stunts like that is nothing. That's not wrestling. That's garbage. That's why most of AEW is hurt. That's why they can't have long careers because they do stupid stuff. They do stupid spots that have nothing to do with wrestling. They do stupid stunts. Stupid shit. They take stupid bumps on stupid shit. WWE is no different. I'm sick and tired of the tables. I literally rolled my eyes when Bronson Reed excuse me, when Bronson Reed pushed over the stuff on the announce table and literally put Seth Rollins on it. I roll my eyes every time. Enough with the tables, guys. We got that in the 90s. And I was tired of it then. So I'm not just going to critique AEW, though I'm going to critique them the most. Because they had another garbage pay-per-view that nobody freaking saw because nobody can afford $50 to watch garbage wrestling. In fact, that's an insult to the people who actually watched wrestling when it was wrestling. This shit today, I'm not going to waste $50 on shit wrestling, on garbage wrestling. I don't even call it entertainment because it's not entertaining to me. But Curt Hennig, with an injured back, went out there and performed 110% for those fans and for Bret Hart. Why? Because he is a showman through and through. He knows the business, guys. This is not just some fucking, fly by the night. He was an artist who knew his craft. His craft was wrestling. He knew what to do, even though his back was injured. I can't say enough bad things about David Meltzer. And Dave Meltzer, if you ever do see this and you want to block me on X because you're a little fucking pussy pants snowflake, go for it. I think I would hold that as a badge of honor because I don't consider you a serious person, Dave Meltzer. You just want to suck the dick of all these garbage wrestlers or entertainers, and you want to suck the dick of Tony Khan. That is all you want to do. You don't want any of this stuff to be real. Or you would give 6 stars to Curt Hennig and Bret Hart, who literally gave 110% out in that ring, and Curt put Bret over because it was the right thing to do so that Curt could heal up. How dare you, David Meltzer? How dare you tell me that my hero is not as good as this garbage is today? How dare you? I don't know how you sleep at night or look yourself in the mirror. You might as well have just pissed in Kurt's face and Brett's too. But I'm sure they don't take you seriously. I'm sure wherever Curt is, he wouldn't take you seriously if he was still with us. And I'm sure Brett doesn't take you seriously either. I sure as heck wouldn't. I wouldn't take you seriously at all, and I don't. All right, so I'm sorry for the rant. But this is the kind of stuff that irritates me when I have to listen to this bull crap at work because I want to keep up to date with Jim Cornette's podcast. So, so what we're going to do is we are going to watch along to this Meltzer ratings, and then I'm going to give my 2 cents. I'm going to give my star ratings, and it's really going to be like a 2-second thing for my star ratings. But we're going to watch along to this. I may stop and start it. If I do stop and start it, and there's a commercial, I apologize. I will try to take that out so that you don't have to watch that on Rumble, because it is a little disgraceful that they keep putting commercials in. And I'm like, I don't care. Okay. I don't care. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Okay. I hope everyone can see that. And we're going to hit play.
Well, Jim, let's move on here with the show. And before we get to Raw and Dynamite, it's become a popular thing whenever these come out, so let's do it for the listeners. The latest Observer star ratings for the AEW Spectacular Wrestle Dream just outside of Seattle in Tacoma.
Just outside of Seattle and down the road and across the bridge. And I know it's popular with the listeners, but it gets redundant with me because he just does the same thing every time. But maybe it could be different this time because a chink has appeared in the armor, the mirror has cracked, and Dave is even starting to slyly and subtly give Tony some nudges on, well, you ought to be doing this, you ought to be doing that, because this shit's not working. Down and give an honest appraisal of any of the matches.
Well, see, there's a difference, though. There's a difference between trying to give Tony Khan tough love and giving a fair...
I'm sorry. I realized I did that on mute. I apologize. I stopped it the first time on mute, so you won't hear anything. You'll just hear dead air for a second or so. I apologize. I just want to step off for a second, but I will be playing this through. I just want to step off for just a second because I don't want to sneeze on air. So I will let this play and I'll be right back with you. Okay. I apologize. Here we go.
Appraisal of this generation of wrestlers and what you've convinced yourself is the modern style.
And also their feelings are so easily hurt. So yeah, he wouldn't want to do that.
Ryan Cage defeated Atlantis Jr., the Ring of Honor TV title on the line. 3.5 stars. That was the opening match. Anna Jay defeated Harley Cameron. 8-18.
Just barely, remember?
That's right, 2 stars.
The referee had to put her shoulder down. 2 stars, you're saying?
2 stars. It says nothing here about the pin. I don't know how you leave out that detail. Again, if you're writing details of the match, how do you leave out that detail? The Acclaimed beat the M&M Collection. 11 minutes, 23 seconds. 2.25 stars.
Boy, he's not being real kind on his current scale to the dark matches or the pre-show or whatever.
Well, to be honest, I wouldn't be too nice about the pre-show either because again, yeah, they were free and stuff, but again, I'm not going to waste my time with garbage wrestling that makes no difference whatsoever. And it, guys, it's really insulting. It's almost insulting to the fans' intelligence. And for the people who don't like this stuff, and wish AEW would get better. I mean, I don't want them to fail. I just want them to get better. But again, they don't want to get better. They just want to do their garbage wrestling and want people to like it. Well, I'm sorry, but you can't shove it down my throat and expect me to like it. I don't, and I'm not going to. So I'm just gonna step away again. I'm sorry. I had to blow my nose after that. So, and I don't want to do that on air. So I'm just gonna let this go ahead and roll through again.
Whatever they call it.
I don't know if he's ever given an Acclaim match a good star rating.
I mean, no offense to the Acclaim, but this whole garbage wrestling should have negative stars. But I will leave that for when we're done listening to this. So, all right.
The original scale, 2 was about right in the middle.
Here's an interesting description. Tell me if you think this is an accurate description of what we saw.
Okay.
Tony Khan came out with Hiroto Inoki and Naoto and Antonio Inoki, and did an Antonio Inoki celebration. He wanted everyone to do the Ichi ni Sanda chant. If these people know New Japan, and obviously at a pay-per-view show many do, it's going to be from the AJ Styles era at the earliest. So most did not get this. That's it. That's the entire description.
That's it. Not Tony was out there out of his freaking mind screaming and nobody knew why, and I don't think he realized he was doing it. Nothing about the behavior, nothing about the awkwardness, nothing about potentially needing someone to come and take Tony in for testing.
That's where, when we say that he deals with Tony with kid gloves, there's the perfect example, because he could put whatever gentle criticism months after everyone else came to that conclusion.
Yeah, but why would he do that? Everyone wants to, approach Tony Khan with kid gloves. No, someone needs to put some real, in your face, hey, Tony Khan, you're an idiot. You are doing garbage wrestling. Someone needs to stop doing the kid gloves. If Tony Khan can't handle the heat, he needs to get the hell out of the kitchen. This is professional wrestling, not fucking football. This is not theater. Okay? This is wrestling. This is professional wrestling, not any of the other stuff. And why would you handle him with kid gloves anyway? You act like Tony Khan's a snowflake. And if he is, he needs to get the hell over it. Nobody cares. You have a garbage product with a garbage wrestling mark for himself. And I've said this on Pro Wrestling too. I've said this on Pro Wrestling Talk so many times. It's like I say it till I'm blue in the face. Tony Khan has never watched wrestling the way we did. He saw something else that we didn't see, and he calls that wrestling. This is not wrestling, guys. This is not even really good theater. It's like kabuki theater that's really bad with bad actors. I can't imagine what's going on in Tony Khan's head. No one can. Nobody knows what Tony Khan's doing. Only Tony Khan knows what he's doing. And I listened to the ratings. The ratings were worse than NXT's, and NXT was down by 27%. Oh, excuse me. They were down by 27%. That means that AEW is doing crappy wrestling. They're doing, not even their AEW fans can stand this stuff. They're literally leaving. They are literally leaving. And for all you AEW marks that are going to say, well, WWE's not so good either. You're correct. There's some garbage in WWE. I'm not denouncing that. I'm not saying that's the issue. What I'm saying is AEW has done incredibly worse and worse in their ratings, even worse than when WCW was just about to be bought out. And they still have this garbage wrestling on because the billionaire son does not want to give up. He doesn't want to give up on his dream of being a promoter and being like Vince McMahon. Well, look, Tony Khan, even Vince McMahon knew he was doing garbage wrestling back in 94, 95, and 96. So much so that they literally had to cut back on things in the office. I'm not saying WCW was doing good work. I didn't say that. What I'm saying is that even Vince McMahon knew when he needed to turn things around. Tony Khan seems to be oblivious to all this. I don't think he really even cares that this stuff is going on. He just wants what he wants to do. And that's the typical millionaire for you, or billionaire. That's a typical rich person. They want to do what they want to do, and they don't care how crappy it is, or if it hurts someone else, or it hurts whatever they're doing. They are going to keep doing it. And that's sad because you're literally taking professional wrestling and putting it into the ground. Now, WWE is doing some good work. The CM Punk and the Drew McIntyre story was excellent. Excellent. What they're doing with the bloodline and Roman Reigns is good stuff. They need to keep The Rock out of it. The Rock is past it. His time has gone. His time is gone. You were decent in the 90s. I wouldn't say you were great, but you were decent in the 90s, and now your time is past. Let it go, Rocky. Let it go. You're not relevant anymore. Keep doing stupid Santa movies. I saw that commercial the other day, and I was like, man, he did a stupid Santa movie. It looks ridiculous. He looks ridiculous. He looks like a muscle-bound man in a fucking kids movie about Santa Claus. The Rock is trying to remain relevant, and he's not. Okay? Now, I could talk about WWE forever, but right now, we're going to keep going with this, but I just wanted to stop it for a second because that is absolutely disgraceful. That no one can actually go up to Tony Khan and go, you know what, Tony Khan, maybe this wrestling thing is not for you. Maybe you should, quit while you're ahead. You're losing millions of dollars every year because your program sucks, your ratings suck, your garbage wrestling sucks. Nobody really wants to watch it unless they're actually forced to. Just to throw that out there. Right. Okay.
The Observer.
Tony is not a camera-friendly personality.
But when he doesn't say Tony looked unhinged, Tony looked like he needed a bath. Tony looked like a mess. He was screaming.
Tony looked like he needed a canvas jacket with long arms.
We've heard from multiple people in the room, and I got to assume that means Dave did as well, that he did not come across well in the room, and that segment died. If you're reading The Observer for details of the pay-per-view, how do you leave out all of that?
I mean, you don't.
Jay White defeated Adam Page 16-29.
Unless you are not a serious person, you would leave that out if you just want to gloss over the fact that all that stuff is shit. It shouldn't be happening. And you want to handle Tony Khan with kid gloves? No, go up to Tony, say, Tony, your stuff is shit. It's shit. Don't do it no more. Or fix it. I didn't think it was that hard.
4-star match.
Oh, come on.
An exciting, hard-hitting...
We're actually going to back that up.
Adam Page, 16-29, 4-star match.
Oh, yeah, come on.
Adam fucking Page.
An exciting, hard-hitting opener.
A Flair and Steamboat presentation.
I don't
Mariah May defeated Willow Nightingale, 10 minutes, 51 seconds. What is that? 3 3/4 stars.
It was almost as good as the previous match that was better than anything that the WWE has done in 15 years.
Jack Perry pinned Shibata to retain the TNT title in 9 minutes and 16 seconds. 3 1/4 stars.
Oh, come on now.
Yeah, exactly.
Seriously?
That's exactly what I said when I was listening to this. I just kept going, you cannot take this dude seriously. You cannot take Dave Meltzer seriously. Either he has lost his freaking mind, or he's got dementia or something, or I mean, he's lost it. These are not even, I wouldn't even put 1 star to these matches, because I think the 1 star would be way too good for these matches. But I'll talk about that later. But yeah, that's absolutely absurd. And I literally kept scoffing at work. Like, how out of touch with reality do you have to be, David Meltzer, to give this bullshit ratings to all these garbage matches? And you knew they were garbage. And yet you'd rather just suck the dick of Tony Khan? Okay. I hope he has a good dick to suck. Woo, okay.
That was not good, that match.
Mm-mm.
Takeshita won the international title over Will Ospreay and Ricochet, 20 minutes, 41 seconds.
Every single bit of it.
Hold on, I gotta see. 1, 2... I think it's 5.5 stars.
5.5.
The stars are very little, so I'm trying to determine if it's 5 or 6. I think it's 5.5 stars.
Oh, good Lord.
The greatest three-way match in history, I believe he called it here.
Oh, Christ on a cracker. And again, whatever era that you prefer, he's saying that exhibition of aggressive parkour was better than anything that Shawn Michaels or Kurt Angle or
Curt Hennig,
Ric Flair or Buddy Rogers or anything that anybody's ever fucking done until about 5 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's just the way things. If Buddy Rogers had done a good shooting star press, maybe you could talk about this, but you can't bring up Buddy Rogers, unfortunately, in a conversation about the greatest workers of all time.
You didn't have to.
Let me continue on here with the star ratings. Hologram defeated the.
Hang on, we'll get back to that. But Buddy Rogers didn't need to do that shooting star press bullshit. Buddy Rogers was a part of that wrestling that was grapplers. They were grapplers in their day. And they actually did stretch people. You know, they talk about Stu Hart. He would try to stretch you as, like, when you walk into the Hart house, he would literally try, hey, you want to, tussle a bit? You want to, and he would try to stretch you. What is it with this new generation? They think that this is the shit. Buddy Rogers was part of that crew that literally would stretch people. You didn't need all that other garbage. And I never seen a Buddy Rogers match because that's a little bit before my time. Way before my time. I can't take Dave Meltzer seriously. He literally gave a garbage match 5.5 stars. He gave Kurt and Brett 4 stars. Well, those were the only star ratings at the time. So go back and fix it, Meltzer. You made that fucking ratings to begin with. You're telling me you can't go back and give that match 6 stars. You're a bullshit person, Dave Meltzer. And I hope you do block me on X. Go ahead. You're a garbage person. And you're not in league with reality. Probably because you got Tony Khan's dick in your mouth. All right, let's keep going with this.
The Beast Mortos, 2 out of 3 falls, 16 minutes, 44 seconds. 4 1/4 stars.
Oh, come on now. What?
I rest my case.
At some points, weren't they just running past each other and waving as they went by?
Yeah.
The crowd was dead early because it's like there were no moves possible that could.
And that's what I'm sorry to stop it again. This will probably be the last time I do. this is what I mean. Like, the crowd wasn't even into it. Even the crowd, their own Mark crowd, was not into these matches. And yet he's giving them 4 and 5 and 6 stars. Acting like they were fucking Superman and Batman. Again, no one takes you seriously anymore, Dave Meltzer. And that's exactly my feeling when Jim Cornette said, "Oh, come on now." That's exactly how I felt at work when I heard this bullshit. I mean, you gotta be fucking kidding me. This is not reality. This man's star rating is absolutely a joke. He should not even be allowed to rate wrestling matches anymore. No more, because you can't live in reality. You cannot live in reality, Dave Meltzer. You should not be anywhere near wrestling with this kind of bullshit coming out of your mouth or your ratings. Your star ratings are a joke. You are a joke of a person. Nobody should take you seriously. Ever. Never. Ever. You should step away from wrestling. Don't even watch it, Dave Meltzer. Don't even watch it. Because you're a garbage person and you're not serious. You are not serious. All right. I'm not going to stop this anymore because we need to get going. We're already like 34 minutes into it.
Compared to the prior match. They had to work really hard to get the crowd, but they did. And this was a great match. The next match, Darby Allin defeated Brody King, 12 minutes, 26 seconds, 4.5 stars. Another excellent match. Jim.
So far, the last 3 matches have been better than Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker.
Or Curt and Brett.
The Young Bucks defeated Private Party, 15 minutes, 50 seconds, 4.5 stars.
Oh, what in the world?
I rest my case.
Mark Briscoe defeated Chris Jericho. This was your favorite match, I believe.
Well, it was the only
15 minutes, 20 seconds.
And I don't even like Chris Jericho.
4.25 stars.
I don't know. I didn't see it.
And finally...
Oh, wait a minute now. For the people who haven't heard the clip, I said of all the matches, it was the only one-on-one match where they actually did the right fucking finish and got somebody over, in this case, Mark Briscoe. But it wasn't better than anything that was ever done between the goddamn, giants of the industry. Oh, Christ. All right.
And finally, Jon Moxley defeated Bryan Danielson to win the AEW World title and end Bryan Danielson's full-time career.
And try to commit attempted homicide 3 different times in the course of an overly long 45-minute plus fucking presentation.
With my pals. 26 minutes, 55 seconds, 4.75 stars.
Oh,
I hope he...
See, again, he doesn't rip on the things that are rip-onable, like that Tony Khan segment. It's impossible, even if you're friends with Tony. I've talked to friends of Tony since then. They thought it was cringy and laughed about it. Dave didn't even mention that everyone reacted that way.
Because he won't.
And then everyone got 4 stars. And listen, anyone who wrestles from 9 o'clock on, you get 4 stars. Everyone else, look, I can't help everyone.
What is he? It kills any credibility that he might try to establish at this point when just everything on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the last 6 matches were better. What do the kids generally consider the greatest match of the last 20 years?
I say Curt and Brett.
I don't know how to answer that. A lot of people thought Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker. I mean, that was a big one you heard for a very long time.
No.
I think Brett and Steve Austin stands the test of time.
Well, that's been
Kurt
26 or 7 now or whatever. But to point, no.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
But still, all of these that are demonstrably, observably incredible matches, pale in comparison to these fucking guys doing this shit with furniture over and over again. Because he don't want to hurt their feelings. That's got to be. That's the only
Then you shouldn't be giving
explanation.
star
Or
ratings.
elsewise, is there some medication that they give to senior citizens, or some chemical in hair dye
I love Jim Cornette.
that would just make you love everything? Some kind of skin absorbable ecstasy?
Again, I think AEW gets away with a lot of stuff that if it was on WWE TV, they would get killed for, or made fun of at least.
Mm.
But AEW is still the little underdog, and some people are personally invested with the people involved at AEW.
Okay, we're not one
And
of those
when we
people.
say that Dave handles Tony with kid gloves, and then Dave says, I call him out every week in The Observer. I say he says everything
No, he
we've
doesn't.
been saying, and others, it's not just us, for a very long time.
No.
A lot of people are late to the dance, pointing out the problems with the booking, with everything. Now you can't avoid it because the crowds are so low and the ratings never came back. But these are all things that were said, and a lot of people avoided. But hey,
we got one email from one of the listeners that was there live that said, with that finish to Danielson and Moxley and the whole thing afterwards, that the people were just disgruntled enough. The quote was, he may have killed Washington State as a live event market.
yeah.
And that match got 4 3/4 stars.
See, that's the thing too. There's a difference between heat, and it's like, there's a difference between acting like a heel. And I'm not a wrestler. I'm just someone who saw good shit. There's a difference between acting like a heel and having heat, and any of those things actually happening. There are fans who insist that at the ending of that pay-per-view, it's good when the heels win. You can't always have the fans go home happy. They were getting heat.
No, that wasn't heat.
There's heat, and then there's reasons people don't want to come back to your show again. People know wrestling's a work. A lot of people thought Moxley's going to probably win the belt.
Yep.
To go out like that,
And I didn't even watch it.
that goes past heat, that goes to a slap in the face to your audience.
It was we left the house and spent this money and sat here all this time, and that's what they did, heat.
Mm-hmm.
And they used to
That
call it
wasn't even
disgusting heat, where the people got disgusted, not
Yeah.
mad.
Not mad. Disgusting.
Someone, it may have been the email that you have too, because I've gotten a few emails in the last day or so about it. Someone said in one of them that as all this shit was happening and the cameras went off and, everyone's still around ringside all beat up from the vicious neo-Nazi gang or whatever the hell's going on, Justin Roberts is like, thank you, Tacoma! Get home safe!
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. We're actually going to go ahead and stop watching that. Yeah, guys, I can't say enough bad things about this. Not about Jim Cornette's, he was actually within reason, because this is just garbage. Everything that Dave Meltzer said there was absolute garbage. I can't even believe that one person could actually say that much bullshit in their lifetime. But all right, let's just start with let's start with my star rating. So someday I will have a theme that says like do 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 do, and this will be Mrs. Witchy's star ratings for the whole entire Wrestle Dream. I give it -6 stars every single goddamn match. And why do I do that? Because it was garbage, guys. These guys don't even know how to wrestle professionally without having a table or going through glass or going through, getting hit with a chair, getting a ladder involved. Every single goddamn match on AEW either has a ladder, a chair, glass on it, or they're going through tables, or they're doing, throwing each other out of the rings, or they're putting bags over their heads, or they're sticking needles in their mouth. Guys, that's garbage. Garbage. If you can't have two guys wrestle in a wrestling ring without a chair, a table, whatever, it's garbage wrestling. It's not wrestling. It's not wrestling. That's literally just a street fight with two people out in the street trying to hurt each other. And that's what they call UFC. If you want to watch UFC, go watch UFC. At least they try to hurt each other. They try to injure each other. Don't watch this garbage bullshit that they literally what Jim Cornette was talking about there. I agree with. Their fans were not giving them the heat that they wanted, the heat that they were looking for. Sorry. I just want to back the mic up a little bit. So the stuff that they were looking for is literally they were looking for the heat that Kurt got on Ric Flair when Kurt shut the door on Ric Flair's head at Fall Brawl. This is WCW. That's the kind of heat that you wanted. That's not the heat you got. The heat you got was bullshit. People were so disgusted with the fact that you did it twice. You did it not once, but you did it twice. You did it twice. You didn't see WCW saying, "Hey, Kurt, can you shut the cage door on him again?" Though I would like to have seen that because I wasn't a big Ric Flair fan. In or out of the ring. But you didn't see garbage people saying, "Hey, Kurt, can you shut the cage door on him again? Let's try it again." Not that it was bad the first time, it wasn't. It was what was needed to get Kurt heat because Kurt was a heel. He was a heel. But the people didn't go, "Well, that was just stupid. I'm never coming back to this stupid garbage wrestling again." No, they came back and they wanted to see Kurt get his comeuppance. They wanted to see Kurt get his heel beating from Ric Flair when Ric Flair was done doing his little bullshit off the side. And just to announce this, I saw somewhere that Ric Flair is now divorcing his 5th wife. Gee, I wonder why. Ric Flair's had 5 wives and he hasn't been faithful to any of them. Just a tidbit there. Okay, that's a little jab because I don't like Ric Flair. All right. Going back. This is how you get heat, boys. You get heat by making the heel do something to the baby face. And I'm not talking put a bag over his head. Oh, well, Terry Funk did it to Ric Flair. Yeah, but there was context. It actually fit. Because Terry Funk was actually, you know, he was one bad son of a bitch. I wasn't a big Terry Funk fan, but I mean, for heaven's sake, Terry Funk didn't go out there every week and do that again. Okay, he did it the first time, it was for a shock factor, and really, you couldn't even see you could see Flair, had his hand up and he was fighting it. So it was all work anyway. Okay. Um, but you didn't see Terry Funk going out there and literally doing it over and over and over and over and over again, like it was some kind of fucking thing that he did every single week, and people just got used to it. Terry Funk wanted that shock factor, but yet he didn't want to hurt somebody for real. The object of the game, ladies and gentlemen, for those who don't know much about pro wrestling, is you are not there to hurt your opponent. You are there to protect them, not to put a bag over their head and hope that they survive from suffocation. I don't know where these fucking people learned this shit. No wonder they didn't keep Dean Ambrose, which was Jon Moxley. Who is Jon Moxley? They didn't keep him probably because he was a garbage wrestler. I can't say enough bad things about this. This is absolutely garbage. Absolute garbage. How anyone could take this stuff seriously is beyond me. There is like a road out here, so if people like go past, I apologize. Okay. So, anyway, I was talking about the fact that uh we were talking about the star ratings. So the star ratings for this were just utter bullshit. This is literally Dave Meltzer losing his freaking mind and can't deal with reality. Yeah, this garbage wrestling is literally just that, just garbage wrestling. I don't know how anyone takes this stuff seriously at all. You literally just made a fool of yourself again, Dave Meltzer. And then, like I said before, it's literally because you want to suck the dick of Tony Khan. My star ratings are negative stars all around because it was garbage fucking wrestling to begin with. And I don't think we should have to, deal with it. I think, AEW has either, you have to literally fix this problem you have of having this garbage wrestling, or you will go out of business. I'm surprised that a lot of people are thinking, "Oh, Shane McMahon's going to come to AEW and turn things around." How about Shane McMahon buys AEW? Did anyone think of that? Or is every mark just saying to themselves, "Oh, well, Shane McMahon's going to make it so much better." If that's true, then you would see that, wouldn't you? You would see that. All right. Well, I can't spend too much more time on the Meltzer thing. I do have to get going. Um, so I'm gonna skip the 4 promos this week because we are already into 50 minutes and we've only been talking about David Meltzer. So okay. So you should see Bobby there and Gorilla. Okay. And we're gonna watch the billiards promo. I'm actually gonna step away and let this play. Um, and then I will be right back. Okay. I apologize. If there is any like access stuff, I'll just cut it out. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna watch the billiards vignette, excuse me, and I shall be right back. I promise.
Stick around and watch.
Going to take a look at him on a
whips.
9-ball table. I've been known to roll a few balls around myself and
known to
leave
roll
a few
some
dust.
drunks.
Let's go to it.
Hi, I'm Curt Hennig, but to you people, I'm Mr. Perfect. And I know a lot of you people sitting there right now wonder what it's like to go through life without making any mistakes. No blemishes, no flaws. From head to toe, absolutely perfect. Yes, being perfect, it has its boring times. Like a simple game of billiards. Well, pool to you common people. Like I said, anything and everything I do in my life, from head to toe, is absolutely perfect. And right now, I'm going to show you why they call me Mr. Perfect.
Yes, he was. Okay. I'm going to stop sharing for just a minute. So I was checking something out. I had heard a noise and just wanted to make sure it wasn't any of my people. But my people are all asleep. So, so I want to talk about this again. We probably did that vignette before. But I had to do it again because again, Curt is so awesome. When he, comes out um, and he was talking about, I play billiards or pool for you common folk. It's like, honey, you are common. Shush. But no, I like this one. It was one of my favorites because I mean he does excellent work here. I love it. I love it so much. Um, and again, it bears repeating that he was perfect. I mean, his vignettes were perfect. So, okay. We are going to watch the match now. It is him and Jumping Jim Brunzell. I do apologize that I had to step away so many times. I will try to not do that. I just can't find a pause button. Or otherwise, I would have taken a break to see who exactly was making all that noise. I think it was someone out on the street. So I apologize for the noise. So here we go. It's going to be Jumping Jim Brunzell and Curt Hennig in I'm not sure when this house show was taped. It is the first match between them. And then of course we'll see the second one maybe in a couple of weeks, but I do want to kind of backtrack a little bit and go to the SD Jones match, which I think was very, very good. When he first came in, it was just before he was called Mr. Perfect. So Okay.
I can't believe it. He just took off like a scared rabbit here. I don't know where. I really don't have. Hello. Yes.
Do you have a guest in the lobby?
I do. Who is it? The brain? Is he lost in the lobby, or you know who it is? Just a guest, huh? Well,
I think Macho Man.
He's just big.
he's just
I
big.
think Macho Man was
He's
a
got
guest.
a 15-foot chain around his neck. You'll know who he is. Right now, we're going to take a look at the wrestling abilities of Mr. Perfect. We saw what he could do at pool earlier on. Here he's in the ring.
For one fall. Introducing first from White Bear Lake, Minnesota, weighing 238 pounds, Jumpin Jim Brunzell. And his opponent from Elk River, Minnesota, weighing 249 pounds, Mr. Perfect, Curt Hennig.
What's so perfect about him?
Well, we have a great matchup here between Mr. Perfect Curt Hennig and Jumpin Jim Brunzell. And Superstar, did he borrow those tights from you?
Oh, no, mine are much prettier, man. Mine are much rad looking. Mine are on top of the game. Mine are high-tech tie-dye, brother. He's got those somewhere out of a 5 and 10 dime store. I love Jim Brunzell, but he's got to do something with the tie-dye, brother.
For Alfred, we have a newcomer here to the World Wrestling Federation, Curt Hennig. And he likes to be called Mr. Perfect. Can you tell us what you know about him?
Yes, I tell you, I do know something about Curt Hennig. He is a very, very good wrestler who knows his trade. He's also a little short
Come on,
of
Curt.
temper, as you can see right down there.
Come on.
A series of reversals.
I like that.
Right. And also, he is looking, or he's making his debut here, and he's looking to fulfill all the promise that has been made of him.
So this could have been done in the spring for all I know, but this is when, October 4th is when this aired, so.
Completely turning him over, twisting away.
Jim Brunzell, Lord Alfred Hayes, is going to have his hands full, as you noted, with his Curt Hennig. But I tell you what, Jim Brunzell has got that 7-foot leap in the air and that devastating drop kick. And as you and Sean Money well know, we've seen him take many people out with that drop kick. So I'm saying that Brunzell can hang on and weather the storm, because sooner or later, Henni's going to...
Right down on the face.
Brunzell here going to work. We just saw him with a drop toe hold after sending Hennig into the ropes. And he's twisting away. He has his legs twisted there. Working on the right leg of Hennig.
Submission moves here.
Nice move by Brunzell. When he put that drop toe hold on, it was quite original to him because he did it with his arms and hands. Usually a drop toe hold is effective.
The woman stands up. Get back in the ring.
Hennig stepping out.
People are booing them, they don't approve of it, but it's a smart move.
Hey, you leave Curt
If you
Hennig
get in trouble,
alone.
Get out on the floor, talk things over with yourself, regroup, and get back in. You got a 20 count out there, man. You got plenty of time to get yourself back together.
I'm not sure when they
That's
changed
exactly
that.
what he did.
They had a 20
Hennig
count,
back in.
but now, and then they went to like, you have a 10 count on the floor, so I don't know when they changed that. Like 88, 89, I guess 89.
Down to the 5.
Since you did do some research on Curt Hennig, and we all know about Jumpin Jim Brunzell, would you say either one is a favorite coming into this match? Do we give the nod to one of the wrestlers here tonight?
I don't think he had anything to do with it. Ugh. This is kind of hard to watch. Like, go easy on the leg, dude.
So it's difficult to
Oh, you saw Curt was talking to him there, but he would hide his lips into the guy's hair, and he would talk to him that way. That way the camera could, if they were doing close-up of Curt's face, they couldn't tell that he was talking to the person.
Brunzell stepping
Hiya.
across. Trying to lock up there with a leg lock of some kind.
Step over toe hold, that's right. And that was a tremendous counter move by this guy Hennig right there. He was in big-time trouble, saw the spot, and thrust Jim Brunzell out of the ring.
And once again, not allowing him back in.
And we see Lord Alfred Hayes and Sean that Hennig's leg is hurt. Brunzell's been doing a job, man. He's been doing a number on the guy's leg. He's trying to shake it off, or else I think he would have been outside after Jim Brunzell.
Oh, ouch.
Well, this is Brunzell.
Oh, ouch.
Of his own. Before Hennig drops down and uses a headbutt to the midsection. midsection.
Now I'm surprised Lord Alfred Hayes and Curt Hennig doesn't make a move outside while Brunzell is totally incapacitated. Make the move, which he does. He's making the move right now, going out. He sees the chance. He's gonna take advantage. Surprised he only gave him one shot, though.
Kick to the top of the head, staggers Brunzell. He tries to recover outside of the ring. Alfred giving Curt Hennig some time to recover as well.
Yes, it is indeed. Brunzell, nice move.
Brunzell flip, turns him over, has it all the way. Only for a 2 count before Hennig. This is the knee.
Hennig is very, very fast. Brunzell trapped him nicely with that move, coming in over the top rope.
Kurt, you're talking too loud.
Brunzell meets with a hard right to the midsection.
All that did, Lord Alfred Hayes was trying to
we know he said something. I couldn't hear what he said, though.
Curt Hennig and made it matter, more forceful and more aggressive.
You're talking too loud, Kurt.
Hennig hooked the leg there, but couldn't hold on. Now with a chin lock. Twisting away.
You know, Superstar, when you were asking me about an edge a little while ago, there's one other important issue as well. If Brunzell catches him once with that spectacular drop kick that
he puts his head down in his hair. That was a surefire way that he probably was talking to Jim Brunzell.
Free himself of that chin lock, does it successfully. And now, Brunzell turning it into a top wrist lock here. Hennig.
Hey, the referee don't see it.
Lord Alfred Hayes, I agree.
The referee don't see it.
And that's why I think sooner or later, this guy Hennig is going to open up. I believe he's going to break some rules. Sean Mooney, he's going to get double tough and get down and hurt Brunzell to avoid any chance of catching a drop kick by the guy. Because that chance is there. That drop kick is awesome, and it can come at any time. So I think that Hennig is going to stay on top of his man now and really do some rough work to avoid any chance of all making contact with a drop kick, Lord Alfred Hayes.
Absolutely.
Well, you're the ref, whatever you say.
He won't have the strength left in that supple young body to throw a drop kick.
Hennig continues to hold on, but Brunzell sends him into the ropes. Quickly, Brunzell right over the top, but meets a right to the jaw.
Straight right to the jaw, right on the button, Sean Mooney.
Kick to the back of the head. Brunzell down. Another right. Brunzell, 2 big shots of his own. Another one to the midsection. Hennig goes to the eyes.
That was a deliberate shot to the eyes, Lord Alfred Hayes and Sean Mooney. He took his time with that when he thundered him in the eyes.
Scratching his back.
There. He didn't give him much of a verbal warning. He should have got onto him a lot sterner, a lot stricter than he did. And right now, this bout is being dictated, and the pace of it is being controlled as well by Hennig.
Jim Brunzell has a tremendous amount of fight left in the gun.
Oh!
Never drop your head.
To the chest. Brunzell drops ahead and pays for it.
Never
Like
drop
he
your
was
head,
kicking
Sean
the
Mooney.
football,
Lord
huh?
Alfred Hayes, as he well knows, he's going to pay for it. He just paid for it there.
He's got the abdominal stretch on. Looking for a submission here, but Brunzell.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Lord Alfred Hayes doesn't.
Look at that awesome selling right there.
Grapevine that leg to have that hold properly put on.
He needs to hook in with that grapevine with his left leg around Brunzell's left leg, and he's not doing that.
And that's why he got out of the hole right there, I believe.
Ouch.
That's why he was
Brunzell with the upper body strike there. Turns Hennig completely over his back.
Brunzell has a lot of intensity tonight, a lot of endurance. He's taken a lot of punishment and a lot of resilience.
He certainly has
Hennig
taken
working
punishment.
both sides of the midsection there of Brunzell.
And Hennig
Front
is
and back, Alfred.
Yes, this young man, Hennig, is relentless. Once he gets on top, it's obvious that he intends to stay there.
But I'm still saying that look at Brunzell. He may be a little bit
Brunzell
weak,
goes up for a body slam.
but he keeps fighting back.
Hennig uses the leverage there to send him over.
The legs are a little bit wobbly, though, on Brunzell. He couldn't hold Hennig once he got him up. The legs and knees buckled, and down he went.
And you know, Lord Alfred Hayes and Sean Mooney, as I've often said, this hold was one of my favorites because right now I'd be talking to my opponent. I'd be telling him that you're going down soon. I'd ridicule my opponent. I'd make him feel like he has no chance in the world to get out of a 24-inch python wrapped around his head. So I'm sure that Curt Hennig is probably indeed giving some warning sign to the jumping man, Jim Brunzell here, because it's a great opportunity to lay on your opponent, put some pressure on his head, and you take a rest at the same time, Lord.
Hennig lets go of the chin lock, but follows it up with a foot on the forehead, smashing it down hard.
About
Double
time.
fist to the top of the shoulders.
About this
Brunzell
time.
fighting.
Yes, that's what he's got to do. I was about to say that. Sean, he's got to do something because he's losing this match. He's letting it slip away from him simply because he hasn't been aggressive.
And Brunzell, the resurgence.
Well, at least you held on to the ropes.
Sends Hennig right over the top rope onto the floor.
For what it's been, Lord,
Now we're going to see great selling here, guys. This is what selling looks like.
But he's got to stoop to their lever, their point of view.
Well, Alfred, do you feel just a few moments ago,
He's
Brunzell
making,
seemed
he's
to be in a very
selling so that he can make
He
Brunzell
was,
like
as
a
I said,
million
he wasn't being
guys.
half aggressive enough.
I don't know how else to emphasize that, you know, Curt's selling was for a reason.
And he's dropping to Hennig's level of competition. The way Hennig wants to wrestle and fight, that's exactly what Brunzell has abandoned his scientific moves, and now he's gone more for the rough stuff. He's got to get to his level of competition.
Brunzell sending Hennig into the ropes. And Hennig doesn't allow it to happen when he comes back with the hip toss. Now pounding away on Brunzell. Another kick to the forehead.
Come on, Curt.
In the early part of this bout, Brunzell took such a lot of punishment that right now, when he does manage to get on top, he doesn't have sufficient strength and energy to carry his attack very, very strongly.
Hennig here. Both hands twisting the head of Brunzell. Goes back to the chin.
Got that double chin lock on him right there, Lord and Sean.
Using
And,
the leverage of those forearms to
yes,
twist
and
his
he
head back.
also has his knee in his back. He's pulling his head back against his knee. And so Jim Brunzell is not in a good spot right now, brother.
No, Hennig has done everything to Brunzell. He's worn him down, he's punched him down, he's tackled him down. He's done everything except pin him for the 1, 2, 3.
Oh,
Now 3 elbows to the midsection, break that hold.
there we go. Sleeper.
And then he gets a sleeper hold on. Twisting away, trying to put Brunzell down. He's down on his knees.
And one thing
Tries to
Hennig,
get back up.
one thing Hennig has done, he's smothered Brunzell so efficiently
Oh.
that Brunzell hasn't been able to launch
Ouchers.
that fantastic drop kick. that he
Hennig
now is
trying
capable of
to
putting
send him
him
into the corner there. Brunzell ducked, and it was Hennig who met the top turnbuckle.
That's right, Sean. That was a great desperation move by Jim Brunzell. He absolutely was going on the sleeper, and he had to make a desperation move, and it paid off for him.
Side headlock. Brunzell turns into an atomic drop. And apparently
Oh.
it's a kick to the back of the leg.
I hated that move, even though that was one of Curt's greats.
Hennig has had enough.
Brunzell's going in for the kill, Lord and Sean Alfred. He's going in for the kill, man.
Out into the turnbuckle. Over on his leg. Brunzell is fired up.
He's turned this thing around, man.
And another atomic drop.
Right now, he should go for a small package. He should go for
And
a
Eastman
pinfall.
goes for the cover. 1, 2.
Bad cover by Brunzell.
Bad cover, Lord. Didn't hook a leg. I say if he would have went for a small package, he would have had him on.
Drop kick coming up.
Lion drop kick off the rope.
Hook the legs, wrap him up, and he's got it.
Hennig alertly puts his boot on the bottom rope.
What a lesson for Jim Brunzell right there. Had him pinned twice. Popped out of it the last time because his foot was on the rope. Hooked the legs, and it wouldn't have happened, Lord Alfred Hayes, correct?
Absolutely. He should have taken those legs, at least one of them.
Body slam by Hennig. He's got the leg hooked.
3
And it is Hennig
and
who
3.
comes back for the decision. Let's make it official.
The winner of this bout, Mr. Perfect, Curt Hennig.
It was a little tougher than running those 9 balls, wasn't it?
You know, Brunzell should be lucky that he became a victim of Mr. Perfect. He can tell everybody that now. I was beaten by Mr. Perfect. They say, of course.
Okay. We are gonna stop sharing here. Yeah, that was a good one. I'm just gonna say a few words about it, and then we're gonna wrap up. Um, so I do like this between him and Jim Brunzell. I really do like it. This is the first one. Like I said, I have to find where exactly they did the second one because they did the first one here on October 4th. And I do apologize for those who were doing the audio. It is season 4, episode 38, October 4th, 1988 of Primetime Wrestling. I can't give you times because again, it's past. um, but next week we will be doing probably the SD Jones match with him and Kurt. I definitely think that this one was a good one. Like I said, I think the second one was in '89. Don't quote me on that, but I think it was done in '89. So I definitely think that when we get there we will watch that match, but we're gonna go up and I haven't recorded the Rick Rude thing yet. I do want to get some bonus Rick Rude in there because I think that I really want to do the superpose down between the Warrior and Rick Rude for my Rick Rude fans. I apologize. I'm trying to get Angel Riviera and I'm trying to get Kit Cabello for that so we can actually sit there and watch along and talk about, Rick and the Warrior there. Um, but this episode, at least this match was so good. Again, guys, Kurt's selling was a little over the top, but that's because he was trying to make the baby face, in this case was who was Jumping Jim Brunzell. He was trying to make him look good. He was trying to make him look like $1 million, like, oh, Kurt's getting his comeuppance because Jumping Jim Brunzell is coming back. He's hawking up, as they would say. Again, this is wrestling 101, guys. This is the wrestling at its true peak, and it was meant to look like this. Um, Even if it's, WWF, which was a little bit cartoonish, but I think that Kurt was way ahead of his time, and rightfully so. He was a great wrestler and he deserved everything he got from the wrestling business because he knew the wrestling business inside and out, and he didn't need to do all that garbage stuff on the side. So I hope you enjoyed this. Like I said, next week I will be taking off, so I will not be recording next week because we are recording the seance that we're doing for Black Magic Talk. And again, if you would like to see that because that has already been passed, you can check out the links in the description field if you would like to see it because you missed it or whatever, or you didn't get to see it when I uploaded it. But everything is in the description field. Again, if there's any kind of personal things, I will have to edit them out. But otherwise, I hope you enjoy this. And now everyone will hear the shameless plugs that I have at the end here. And for Rumble, you have an AI. I will have an AI outro. For YouTube, I have an AI outro. Again, it is AI, so I will have my little spiel there at the end just to appease the YouTube gods and goddesses. But if you want to check out everything, my links will be in the description field. And if you would like to promote the show and help the show out, my links for PayPal and for Cash App will be in the description field. If you can give, please do so. And let me know what show you're giving for, if it's for Pro Wrestling Talk or it's for Black Magic Talk, so that I can distribute evenly between Angel and Matt, or if it's just for this show. I get 100% of the proceedings, so please give if you can. And again, everyone will hear shameless plugs, and then you'll get to hear my little AI outro music that I got to do with AIs. I got to create with AI. So I hope everyone has a wonderful week and a happy Halloween, because this is done before Halloween, but it won't be coming out till December. So I hope everyone had a blah, blah, blah. I hope everyone had a happy Thanksgiving, and I hope you got to eat a lot of turkey and mashed potatoes. I'm the one who's going to be doing the mashed potatoes and the filling, so it's pretty much a tradition in our house that I get to do the filling and the mashed potatoes. But we shall see. But anyway, I hope everyone has a great holiday, and I hope it was wonderful for you. Boy, I really can't talk today. And again, everyone, remember, everyone, nobody beats Mr. Perfect. Nobody. Okay, guys, this is where we're going to do some shameless plugs here. So the first shameless plug, if you could please go over to my other show, which is Black Magic Talk. I will put the links in all the description fields. If you could just kind of browse it, if you are not only a wrestling fan, but you like Wicca or paganism, and you'd like to learn more about it. We just did some recent episodes. So if you'd like to hop over there, just click the link in the description field. If you would like to give to the Black Magic Talk Patreon, that link will be in the description field. And again, if you would like to have a tarot reading on the show, you can DM me on X. My link for that X will be in the description field. If you would like to do one off the show, you can also just DM me and I will give you my rate. My co-host is Matt Collins. He can also give you a tarot reading on the show or off the show. If it's on the show, all you would have to do is become a Patreon supporter for $5 a month. You get all kinds of perks. And again, we can let you know when you can come on the show. And if you'd like to do it off the show, Matt can definitely give you his rating for doing tarot. The next shameless plug I would like to do is, of course, Pro Wrestling Talk will always be on Saturday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. It is scheduled to change, but Angel and I will let you know on the Wrestling X. So if you would like to DM us at any time, me and Angel, my link will be in the description field for my Wrestling X, and that is for Pro Wrestling Talk, and also for this podcast, Curt Hennig Was the Best, Changed My Mind. If you would like to give to the Patreon, I have for Curt Hennig Was the Best, Changed My Mind. Again, you can go and look in the description field. It should be there. I have $1, $3, $5, and $10. The other show is just $1, $5, and $10. I'm sorry, it's $3, $5, and $10, I think. I'm not sure. I'd have to double check. But if you could give, thank you in advance. If you'd like to ask any questions for pro wrestling or Black Magic Talk, you are free to direct message me on X, or Angel, my host for Pro Wrestling Talk. Again, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Saturday, unless it is scheduled to change, but we will definitely let you know beforehand. So, of course, this show, I'm going to do a shameless plug for this show. Again, $1, $3, $5, and $10 you can contribute on Patreon. If you would like to give on Cashapp, I will take donations on Cashapp, but direct message me on X if you would like to do that, and I will give you my handle. So if you have any questions like about the show or any technical questions, you can always direct message me on my X, and I will try to get back to you as soon as possible. The next shameless plug I would like to do is for Hardlands Media. Kit Cabello, someone I call a good friend of mine. Please check him out. He is Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Central, and that would be 10 p.m. Eastern. So 9 a.m. Central, he is Monday through Friday, sometimes Saturday, depending on when you can catch him in a good mood for a Saturday brunch. If he does do Saturday brunch, I usually am sleeping or at work, so but check him out. He's really good on politics, and I have the pleasure of calling him friend. Some more shameless plugs. If you could also subscribe to Angel in the Afternoon. He does a great job on politics as well. And that's Angel in the Afternoon, and he's usually on 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Friday. That is also scheduled to change. If you have any questions about it, he'll usually let you know. And he will definitely, you can direct message him if you need to get a hold of him. The last one is Deconstructing. His name is Dave. I really recommend him too. He has a little podcast on YouTube. All you'd have to look up is Deconstructing Topics, and he does some really good stuff. I really recommend you guys check him out. Subscribe to everybody I just said here, and check them out. And remember, everyone, nobody beats Mr. Perfect. Nobody. Hey, Curt Hennig fans, just want to let you know that the ending outro song is AI generated. Again, it is AI generated. Thank you all for listening. And remember, everyone, no one beats Mr. Perfect. Nobody.
He walked into the ring, a legend set to soar. In the flashing lights you could hear the crowd roar. With a twinkle in his eye, a swagger in his stride, Curt Hennig, he was more than a star in their eyes. From the farms of Minnesota to the wrestling hall, he stood undefeated through it all. A father, a friend, a hero we'd see, perfect in the memories for you and me. He was Mr. Perfect, never missing a beat. With every match, he rise to his feet. Though he's gone now, a hero we see, perfect in the memories for you and me. In the quiet of the evening, stars shining bright, you'd hear tales of his glory, longing to the night. With a grip like of ice and a smile that gleamed, he lived every moment like out of a dream. His days in the sun and the nights in the cold, the stories of Curt never grow old. Remember the laughter, the battles hard fought, perfectly missed, but never forgot. He was Mr. Perfect, never missing a beat. With every match, he rise to his feet. Though he's gone now, a hero we see, perfect in memories for you and me. He was Mr. Perfect, never missing a beat. With every match, he rise to his feet. Though he's gone now, his legend still